Welcome everybody, my name's Robert Acutt. I'm the Managing Director of Tri-X Health, Safety and Wellness Limited. We're New Zealand's leading provider of workplace health, safety and wellness services. We've been in the business for 24 years, supporting companies up and down New Zealand. I'm standing on the cordon of the Red Zone here on Lichfield Street in the heart of Christchurch. I apologise for some of the noise that you may hear behind me, and you may see in the distance as well, there's a team of diggers there tearing down some of the buildings. We're just a stone's throw away from the CTV building and the Grand Chancellor. Health and safety has changed in New Zealand over the previous years. The fines have increased considerably and the prosecutions are also on the way up. Did you know that over 53 people died last year in workplace fatalities, which is totally unacceptable? This means that the Department of Labour and the courts are really coming down hard now on organisations that get things wrong. The maximum fine that you could receive for potentially killing someone is $500,000. And the average fine from working out over those 53 prosecutions is in the order of about $50,000, plus reparations, plus the legal fees on top of that. The courts are really using these fines and the reparations to really deter organisations in getting things wrong and really trying to get people to start to do things right. And doing the right things means employing some health and safety experts to assist you with what you need to do to keep all of your team safe and keep yourself out of the courts. Keep watching to discover what you need to do to avoid jail and how to avoid those massive fines. Grab your pen and paper, because here are the 7 tips that you need to do to keep your money in your bank account and how you can keep your team members safe and keep out of the courts. Tip number 1 is make health and safety a priority. If you don't file your GST return, you're only going to get about a $1,500 fine. If you don't actually manage your health and safety in your workplace, you've got a potential of a fine of $500,000. Tip number 2 is get expert advice. I don't do my GST and my accounts, and I have a solicitor to assist me with any legal aspects, and health and safety is no different. Health and safety is a specialist field and you really need the expert advice of a trained and qualified safety professional. That's tip number 2. Tip number 3. Tip number 3 is focus on health and safety now. We know a lot of organisations don't like doing health and safety, which is why it gets put in the too hard basket. ACC has changed, as a lot of you may have heard. They've introduced experience rating, which means that you could have an excess in 50% on your ACC liabilities and contributions. And also prosecutions are up, so now's the time to actually focus on your health and safety. Tip number 4 is do what you're good at and do what makes you money. Outsource your specialist tasks. You outsource your tax returns, so outsource your safety for exactly the same reasons. Tip number 5, regularly review your safety. You need to do a safety warrant of fitness every 6 months as you would do with your car. The courts have said that you can't rely on a dusty old health and safety manual that's been sitting on the shelf for over a year that hasn't been reviewed. Tip number 6 is health and safety is your responsibility. The law is very clear on that when it comes to an employer. Make sure you have a simple health and safety system, make sure it's accessible to all your staff and make sure you manage it. You need an online platform to assist you with managing your safety like you would do with your accounting. Tip number 7 is make health and safety part of your culture at work. Don't put yourself at risk and don't put your team's safety at risk. All of your team deserve to go home in the same condition as they arrived. The last thing you want to be doing as an employer is phoning up your team's loved one to say that they've been seriously injured while at work. The safety legislation's changed as well over the past year. Has your safety system kept up to speed with all of these changes? Did you know there have been 87 health and safety prosecutions this year? Have you read the legal opinions and implemented these changes within your business? The average fine for those health and safety prosecutions was in the region of $40,000, let alone the legal bill and the physical stress that was involved for those businesses. The courts are coming down really hard on employers that are getting things wrong. This has been because there have been a few really quite high profile cases recently. You may have heard of 2 that spring to mind for me immediately. These were the Coolpack Cool store, and that was the explosion in the North Island. There was a fireman that was killed on site. The second one really that springs to my mind was the Sea Lord fishing trawler, and a man was trapped in an auger there and he lost his legs and lost his life. These were 2 really high profile cases where the legal system said enough's enough. Employers aren't taking this seriously, so they started to come down really hard for any infringements and where systems and policies weren't implemented properly. What are your systems and policies like? So what I'm offering you is a safety system audit. It's a warrant of fitness on your safety system and your policies and procedures. This audit will identify any risks and deficiencies in your current health and safety system. Your health and safety audit is $397. For that, you get 3 things. You get a fully qualified safety expert completing a site safety inspection of your business. You get a report that tells you, and that's a simple explanatory report which tells you exactly what your risks are and any deficiencies that we find with the Health and Safety and Employment Act. And the third thing you get is a blueprint. It's like a roadmap of what you need to do to correct any of those changes. And if need be, we can help you put them right. So once your safety audit has been completed, and if no breaches of the health and safety legislation or industry best practice have been identified, then we will refund you the $397 investment in the audit, and on top of that, I'll buy you a bottle of champagne so you can celebrate. However, if we do find any risks or breaches with the safety legislation or your industry best practice, then that will be the best $397 you've ever spent. To book your on-site safety audit, pick up the phone and call us on the 0800 number you'll see on the screen. Alternatively, complete your details in the box and we will get back to you within 1 business day. I look forward to talking to you soon.